Chapter 1. Spelling's Overrated. Everyone fell silent, which left Thomas more uncomfortable than if they'd been rioting against him specifically. "Mr. Corfield, how do you plead?" "Is that the same as begging?" "No, it is not." "Ah, well, that's a pity, because I'm quite good at that." The courtroom was full in the sense that Thomas had become very popular, though not in a good way. Most of the jury hated him, something evident in the large quantities of phlegm they doused him in whenever he arrived in the dock. He no longer bothered smiling at them, having assumed his smiling was what they'd taken offence to. But it soon became apparent that this wasn't what bothered them, evident in the large quantities of phlegm they doused him in when he no longer smiled at them. Thomas found social conventions confusing. As far as he understood it, smiling should not result in being doused with phlegm, and being doused in large amounts of it didn't help to alleviate his bewilderment. Confusion was one of the reasons that he was in this predicament, that and his spelling. "Mr. Corfield." "Yes?" "How do you plead?" "Can I get back to you on that?" "We've had 3 adjournments already." "Is that a yes?" "No, Mr. Corfield, it is not." He looked at his barrister, who was busy mouthing the word guilty at him. But he wasn't guilty. None of this was his fault, at least not intentionally. "Can I ask my barrister, please?" The judge, a middle-aged woman wearing the body of a man, hung her head. She'd been doing a lot of that lately, and he wondered if her neck had a separate agenda to the rest of her. "Mr. Corfield, you need to plead, guilty or not guilty. The court needs a response." "Yes, but the thing is that my confusion won't let me give one." "Then I suggest you take your counsel's advice. His mind couldn't be any clearer. Even the jury are doing it." Thomas glanced at them. They were also mouthing guilty at him, which was surprising, considering he hadn't paid them nearly as much as he'd paid his barrister. I need time to think about this." "You have had time, Mr. Corfield, ample time. In fact, you've had more time for deliberation than the time I sentenced those found guilty of indecent exposure." It was said in a manner suggesting she could do with some. "Mr. Corfield, I am not going to spend the rest of my career indulging your procrastination. This case may have become a media circus, but I am beginning to find it tiresome. Plead, Mr. Corfield, before I do something illegal myself." "Look," said Thomas, which was met with a groan from everyone, "I'm neither guilty nor innocent. Yes, I wrote some dreadful books, but no, I did not wish to decimate an entire industry as a consequence." "Mr. Corfield," the judge said, after supporting most of her head in her hands, "we are past this stage. Both the prosecution and your defence have had their say. It is now time for yours, which must consist of 1 or 2 words only, guilty or not guilty." "But it's not as simple as that." "It is, Mr. Corfield, and so I shall ask again, to the charge of decimating an entire commercial sector of the economy, how do you plead?" "Well, it depends on what you mean by decimate." Another communal groan. The judge leant forwards and glared at him across glasses that were no less appeased. "How do you plead?" "Can I ask him something?" said Thomas, pointing at the prosecution, and in particular the bald man heading it. "I'm sorry? Can I ask him something?" "Ask him?" "Yes."